Yeah,
They estimated it at 8,327,000.
and that was gonna be off of the closing on some deals, right?
So, but there's any number of. But don't we need to come somewhere near to what the estimates are?
Well, depends on which categories, I suppose. I would say the first thing is we're not a for-profit organization. So that's something. I mean, based on those numbers. And number two, yeah, I agree with you. We miss big in 2025, but we get that in 2026. So if we look at like fees for services,
Which page?
oh, first page.
I don't know which page is the first page.
Yeah, it's first page of the proposed budget. So, all right, well, let's, I guess the way I would want to do it is let's go line
Go
by
right,
line.
right from the
Yeah, right,
beginning.
go line by line, whatever we want to discuss, change, add to, I think we can do it that way. All right, so Mike, you put together the 2026 budget for our review. And we have the 2025 actuals, year-end projections, and budgeted for year-end. So let's just start at the beginning. Let's go to income. And the first one is railroad. And that makes sense. We got what we budgeted.
Help me get on the right.
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
Hold on. Right there.
I need help. That's why I sit beside you. I just like to put.
No problem. So, Finger Lakes Railroad, we hit what we said we were going to do, and based on what we did with them this year, we look to be, as I understand, Mike, and I recall a conversation, minimum of 16,000, correct? And it could be more.
Yes and no. So the updated agreement we have with Finger Lakes Rail is our prior agreement was a set flat fee, and it increased from 3 to 4 to 5 over a 10-year term. Our new 10-year pilot with them has a base minimum floor of $5,000 per year. We will be basing our admin fee on their capital expenditures in Cayuga County. And we'll confirm that via their audit every single year. They have provided a forecast for capital expenditures over the next 10 years. Next year, it's projected to be, for our purposes, in excess of 16,000.
Okay.
And based on some of the work I've already seen them doing in Cayuga County, I felt it appropriate to put that figure in there.
Okay. So you're fairly comfortable with the 60.
Yes.
Okay. Next one, we're gonna go to small project fees. So we had budgeted 86,000. It looks like we are not going to hit the 86,000. We just did not have any small projects this year, correct?
Correct. What we consider a small project is anything that is $500,000 or less, a company seeking anything that's not pilot eligible.
Okay. All right, and we don't anticipate any between now and the end of the year.
No.
Okay. All right. Project fees. So year to date actual is the 722, 735. We budgeted the for 8.5 plus million. We missed. So part of that miss, would it be correct in saying it's a timing issue of when these deals are closing?
Absolutely. And while I'm at liberty to share the exact projects, what I will say is that these are large scale renewable projects, and due to the nature of the timing per state regs, as well as the current tariff environment we're in, those project timelines have been pushed out.
Okay. All right. And you're comfortable with that $5.2 million figure for 26.
Yes, so that's a mix of various projects we have in our pipeline. Again, it's always subject to timelines by the company for economic factors out of their control. I did as much conversation with some of our larger projects in the pipeline to at least get a sense of timing going into next year, and one of which felt as if we would do a dual closing as we did with the Sun East projects, where we collect 25% and the remaining 75% at a later date.
Um,
While we're still on
yeah,
that.
yeah, go ahead.
He projected last year 8,577,000 in projected fees. This year it's down by over $3 million. Why is the projected fees down this year over what they projected last year?
5262. Okay, good. Yeah.
So what I was just saying is one of the very large projects we're in discussion with, their estimated timeline and for actual construction start is 2027, but would look to take advantage of sales and use tax in 2026. So I put in 25% of our total admin fee into 26. And we still have the other 75%, but that's out in 27.
That's why it's less than what you projected last year, the
Mhm.
time frame for the project.
Yes, and we did,
extended.
yes, and we did also have a very large project in last year's budget come off the table.
Completely.
Yes, they won't be moving forward on their project,
Okay.
and again, that's nothing we can control.
No, of course not.
Ray, any questions?
Nope.
Nope, okay. Okay, moving on to gas lease revenue. Pretty much the same as prior years,
Almost nothing.
almost nothing.
I'm surprised it's even that.
The checks are getting less frequent, it seems.
Yes,
Okay. Interest savings, short-term CDs, year-to-date 60,790. We projected 91, well above what we projected, of 30 for 2025. And we're projecting 80, and the 80, Mike, would that be fair to say that that's because rates are coming down on
yes.
deposits? We're no longer going to enjoy the 5% or the 4.5%.
Right, so we've been able to sustain a pretty healthy investment income from our floating market, money market rate. One of the reasons we've been able to sustain and actually grow that is we've put more and more funds into that to realize the interest rate.
Okay. All right, so and given the reduction, you feel reduction in overall rates, you feel comfortable with the 80?
Yes,
Gain on disposal of assets, that's a one-time. We did not budget for that, 812,000, and this is the land sale, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and we don't anticipate, well, we have no more.
There's no more land to sell.
No
Wait,
more
Well, we have it
land.
closed on Wayne.
we haven't, and I wasn't sure
That'll be the
timing wise
only
where to put that. That's still moving ahead,
Right.
but I wasn't sure exactly where to
Sure.
put that.
That could go into miscellaneous, right? We've got something there. We've got it in costs. Yeah, you think that'll close next year?
Yes,
Then maybe we should put it in somewhere, maybe, I don't know, well.
we can still put it in.
Yeah, put it in the gain on disposal of asset, yeah, and put in whatever price we think.
But you also have to put in for that what our expenses are going to be.
And we
Apparently
have that.
those expenses are going to be more than we thought they were.
Yeah,
We-
we put that in, I think, other costs, right?
We can get that squared away,
Okay, okay, yep,
and it's not going to be substantial.
No,
correct.
the whole thing is not substantial.
No.
All right, grant income, we're negative 55,188.
That's actually a misnomer here. As Tracy was cleaning up the books, this was one item that she was addressing. So when this was run, it picked up that item there.
So that does not belong? Or it does?
It does not belong. It's the negative
The
55.
55 is.
Yeah, so it's just a reconciliation of what. So last year, we recognized all the revenue from the grants, and then we did that reconciliation this year where where we're not gonna get the full amount.
Uh-huh,
That's the 55, the
Okay.
negative 55.
all
And
right,
We
it's
should have
just
had
like
some land rental.
It was never money we had. It was just
Okay.
revenue we had recognized that we had to unrecognize.
Right from Patterson, we should have had some land rent.
No, that's all actually going away as part of our sale.
Right,
The-
but for this year, we should have.
so-
John rented the,
yeah, no, I see what you're saying, Ray.
Yeah. John rented
Miscellaneous,
30 acres or so.
do we have that in here? We don't. Good
No,
catch.
it's gotten less and less as we've sold more
Right.
land. It's not something to be budgeted for next year, because obviously won't be in there. We may get a check before end of year. I cannot tell you how much it's gonna be.
Okay, so yeah, let's. If we get it, let's put that in for, well, it'll have to go in for this year's anyways, our auditors will pick that up. But we're not budgeting, correct? Cause they don't,
No,
and
Once
even
this
if,
year's over, it's over.
yeah,
right, and
Yes.
if they do rent, it won't be from us, it'll be
Right.
from the other, from.
It'd be CMI.
Yep, CMI. Okay, so, other types of income, nothing changes. So we are projecting, services, 12,500.
so this item here is really supposed to be our recoupment for investing into the
Oh.
SBDC. And the county is supposed to reimburse us for that,
And they haven't.
and they haven't. And I left it 0 for projected year end because I have no faith they're going to reimburse the county IDA for it.
Can you explain that to me once?
So last year, the SBDC, whom by the way is going to be presenting this evening, requested $12,500 to support small businesses in Cayuga County due to the turnover and change of leadership at the county. It was recommended that the IDA pay those monies with an understanding from at the time, Mr. Fatale and Mr. Shea, the county would reimburse the IDA for that. Despite many discussions with our county chair and Bob Shea, that has not really gotten anywhere to get reimbursed.
I believe,
Was Bob Shea told you if you did that, he would reimburse you?
Yes, he was
No,
one of
I-
the people on the board saying the county would reimburse.
I'm not questioning, I'm questioning that way doing business.
CCDC also gave, correct? I believe we gave the other half. Wasn't that full 25 or no?
No,
The city did the other.
Oh, the city did.
The
Okay,
city did.
okay. All right. Okay, so we're obviously not budgeting for next year. So total income, we are budgeting next year, 5.294 million. And you feel pretty comfortable with that.
yes.
Okay. Any questions? Herb, Ray, any questions on the income?
The same answers would be on this is what he's already given.
Correct. Yeah. The reason we missed it this year. Yep.
That's the same thing from the.
Yeah.
lineup.
Okay, expenses. So membership, 1835 is what you went actual. We've only incurred, well, we went over a little over budget. We've incurred. I'm sorry, 1835, but our budget was 1575, and you're keeping it the same as this year actual.
The biggest reason for the increase there, which is about $300, that came from our membership to the New York State Economic Development Council. That's the bulk of our membership dues. The other membership organization we have is with the Chamber of Commerce.
What did we pay the chamber?
There,
How much?
325.
325, the
And that's-
remainder.
The basic membership.
Yeah.
Okay. Miscellaneous administration, 250 you're budgeting. Year to date, we're at 234. I don't have any questions on that. Marketing, we had no budget for it. We're budgeting 4,000 next year. And I'm assuming a large part of that is
The entire part of it is our contract with Locate FLX.
Okay. All right. So total business, contract services, 5105 is what we have done year to date. And what is,
So this was actually leftover monies we spent on the market study and high-level site plan for the mall property that we started in 2024 and paid out the remaining fees in early 2025.
okay. All right, and nothing for this year. Audit charge, the 17,950, but we're dropping it to 13,500. Why do we go up this year? Is that they needed to clean some things up?
Yeah, so
Okay.
there was a substantial increase in fees charged to the IDA by Danable and McKee. Part of the reason we had reissued a new auditor RFP. What we had quoted and what's in the budget for next year is 13,500 from the Bonadio Group.
Okay, and we did some extra work, okay. And, all right, county fees, we got that. Administrative services, that would be MRB.
Yes.
Okay, 26 year to date, we're projecting 39, and we budgeted 36, so we are going to be over. And then we're budgeting 42. Is that based off of contract?
Updated proposal from MRB for admin services.
Okay, and this is gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
Are you happy with their services, Michael?
I am very pleased.
Okay. All right. Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought. All right, Galbato Law Firms. Now we get into the legal. Anybody have questions up to this point? No? All right, legal, year to date, Rick is 480. We budgeted, go ahead.
If I'm behind it.
Yeah.
Really, that MRB is only up $2,000. Basically, this year was
From
40 and now it's 42, so it's not hardly any increase.
Right.
Is that
Yep.
not correct?
yeah, I would say you're correct, yes. We look to be ending at, like you said, or 40 for this year.
Yes.
Galbato, 10,000, we budgeted at 480, we've spent, and I'm assuming Rick just hasn't submitted things to us.
He typically submits invoices at end of year. Similar to Harris Beach, we haven't
Yes.
really received anything so far on that end.
Okay, and Harris, so 10,000 is still, for proposed, that is still acceptable to Rick?
So I didn't ask Rick or Justin about their fees. The assumption I put in here to peg them at 10 and 15 apiece was largely for our buffer purposes as
Okay.
we continue discussions around operational integration with other economic firms. And as we're continuing to work towards land acquisition, that's also going to be a cost bared by the IDA directly.
A lot of Harris Beach's charges are against projects.
Yeah.
Yes, the bulk of their
Not
fees,
in here.
right.
Right, these are not
The-
project related.
These are
Right.
expenses for Harris Beach
Right.
for us.
Okay, yep. Excellent, all right, we got that. Contract Services Director, Michael, year to date, 86,600. projected 130, budgeted was 130. I'm not gonna ask you if that's okay or not, because you'd be answering your own question. So we'll, but we're in the ballpark, correct? You
Mhm.
budgeted that, and it will be up to us to determine, decide,
Mhm.
but okay.
At some point, we'll decide salaries separate from budget, right?
Correct. It would, yes.
That's a different structure.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to decide salaries. It's not different, but we'll have to decide the salary, and because it's gotta go into the budget, so. But that's a good starting point. Outside contract services, the 12.5, we are not doing that again. So we are, we're good with that. Taxes on property, did we not? Have we not turned over is this on, the milk plant,
That's
power and all that?
That's why it's going down from
Okay.
1080 to 500. So it's keeping what I'm projecting to be just the mall property and some of the very small parcels we have left along Eagle Drive.
Okay. But we did give CMI.
That's done
That's
this week.
theirs. Okay,
It's done
okay.
this week.
All right, good. Facilities and equipment. 500. That's not unreasonable. We incurred 1,000 this year, so that's good. Rent, parking and utilities.
Mhm.
All right, so we didn't budget anything. 6,300 is what we're projecting, and that is our new offices
Mhm.
at the car building, 25.2 for next year. And I'm assuming that's not just rent, you're
Right.
putting in, is it utilities there? Okay, and office, no, office is different, right? You've got a different space for offices?
No,
Yeah,
so rent, parking, utilities, it includes the rent and includes, power, NICEAG, internet, and related items.
okay, so internet is included in this 25.2. Postage mailing service is up a little, but nothing big.
And this is really QuickBooks.
Okay, printing and copying, it's about the same as last year at 500. Supplies, telephone, so that, right, we didn't have telephone before, we do have telephone now. You think 500's enough?
So I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right line. Because
65,050.
yeah, so that's zero. What we had in there, I can't remember why it was, a charge of $45. Our existing phone service is through Microsoft Office via Teams,
Okay,
and Extra Mile IT provides those services to us.
okay,
I included that, so that's in the software line.
okay,
And that's based on an updated quote I received from Extra Mile. It also includes our website subscription, our Adobe license, Zoom, etc.
so that's in the software.
Yes.
Okay, so the software, we're almost tripling. And that is, again, we're going from a budget, well, we're going from year-end projected of 800 to 1,750 for next year. So again, why is it doubling up?
So part of the increase here was we had also agreed, I want to say it was much earlier this year, is to also have backup security for all of our files as well.
All right. Just curious, how many, so we do the office through Microsoft, or our phone through Microsoft. How many lines can be on that?
We can put as many as we want. We have 2 right now. So when you call into our main number, it says press 1 for the director or press 2 for the treasurer.
Okay, all right. And how many, and we can have as many as we want, but there's an
There's
additional
gonna be
cost.
an added cost to that.
And at a cost, okay, all right. Bank supplies, that's probably checks or deposit tickets, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You don't get any.
Not from the banks, Herb, not anymore, no. I know, I worked there.
The bank service charges are usually, like if there's EFTs.
Mhm.
If
Oh.
wired funds or rewire funds, there's a charge of
Okay, yeah, 10 cents, 50, okay, all right,
like $15 usually.
okay. All right, so other operations, 4,500. Insurance, D&O, that's same as last year,
Mhm.
right? That's good.
That runs through May of next year.
Okay. Fire. Other costs, you and I talked about this briefly, and we budgeted 150,000 last year. We are only budgeting 100,000 for this year. And again, this is sort of a catch-all, nothing specific that we know, or else we would have put it somewhere on the
Right,
budget.
right.
But you
That,
didn't spend anything last. year.
Correct.
well, nothing that would tie directly into another cost line. So what I have largely built into this section here is unknown costs, which could be studies or related endeavors that would go into different cost areas on our P&L, but the intent is, it has to go somewhere in here.
So this again is a, to your point, Herb, we spent nothing last year on this. But we're budgeting just in case something else comes up that we're not aware of at this point.
That 150 was anticipated to include rent, which is going on a different line.
Right.
So
Okay.
technically that was
Okay.
part of that 150 unanticipated, but
Mhm.
it just landed in a different place on the bench or the P&L.
Okay. Other types of travel and meetings. We're not doing much there. Well, let me take that back. 1,300 year to date, we're projecting 2,000. These are for your conferences, Mike,
Mhm.
mostly?
Mhm.
Okay. And what else we got here? So for total, we're projecting, well, what am I at? Conferences are the 2,000, and then the travel is the 3,000. So the travel is it mileage or?
That's largely it. So this was a simple, I took the year-to-date average through August, divided by 8, and then projected out to, a full year. So that's where you're getting from 1,800 spent up to 2,800. It's probably going to be closer to this year. So I would say it would be closer to 200 or 2 grand.
2,000.
Yeah.
Do you want to change that, you're saying, or just leave it at 3?
I think reducing it to 2,000
All
here
right,
would
so
make sense.
change that to 2.
This is the only thing we've changed. Right?
Yes. All right, Aurelius Industrial Park. 85,009, and we're going from that to 0.
Mhm.
All right. That's good. Management and engineering, this would have been associated with the sewer line.
Yes, so both lines here, the top line being fees paid to Highlander, the bottom or this line, CNS.
Okay, okay. And so we are done with that. Industrial Park Electric, we discussed it somewhat. That is now the responsibility of CMI. Okay, perfect.
If we go back to the engineer,
Yeah,
did I not see someplace? Did we not hire, was it not Clark Engineering that we had working for us on that sewer project? Was, oh, I don't remember the name.
CNS company.
Oh,
say
okay.
that.
Right.
Are we still have a connection with them?
So the amount of interaction I've had with our project engineer has gone almost next to nothing now because we've completed the grant submissions and I call them only as necessary for necessary material, but
I thought they did a really good job for us. I would think we should retain a connection with them. Even if you don't use them, we should have them or somebody as somebody to call if we have any.
we'd certainly have a connection with them, but depending on the next project we have, we would have to do an RFP.
Okay, we're going to, so total expenses for projected, well, year to date, 260,000. We are projecting 352. And our budget was 372. So at this point, we're looking to come under budget as far as expenses. And we are projecting 352 total for 2026. So no real big increase in expenses. Gives us an operating income projected for 2026. Call it 4.9 million, as long as the projects close when they need to close. And we really don't have any projects that have a chance of not starting, or all these projects that we're basing our income on already into a starting phase that they won't be backing out of them.
So that's, again, any project can back out at
Okay.
any time. We've approved projects that
Okay.
withdrew their application.
Okay,
I only included projects in our pipeline that I felt confident we would be able to either close or partially close next year.
okay. And so and based on what you just said, there might be other projects that
Mhm.
are you might be in communications with, but not ones where you would feel comfortable saying
Mhm.
we should get some income from them next year.
Right.
Okay. All right. Questions? Anybody have anything that stands out or we want to attack further? As far as the budget, somebody's phone, is that you? Yep.
Mindy, I'll call you later.
Okay,
Bye.
I'm just telling you that Aunt Helen's in the hospital.
Okay, I'll check with you later. Thanks, Mindy.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Not right now.
Okay. All right, let's go to, Mr. Marshall, you had asked, Mike for a breakdown of administrative expenses
Yes.
from 2000, starting in 2023 on.
Yes.
Do you want to take over in this part? That's this one right here. Just,
A big part of what I was checking was the amount we pay to MRB.
okay,
And I'm very surprised that it has not gone up and what services we get for them. I had no idea what that was.
Okay.
Without asking. The other thing, my understanding, and I don't know where to go with this, was that when Mike's salary was increased to 130,000, part of the justification for that was he was going to do additional, I think this came from Ben Vitale, he was going to do additional work towards a economic development group or something was I wasn't here.
okay. I do not recall that.
No, right,
You neither one of you do.
do you?
No,
Then I'm making that up from something Ben said some time ago. I haven't
okay.
corresponded with Ben in quite a long while.
It,
He was proposing some kind of involvement with Mike and this group in the, that's just.
there, well,
told me
there
that
might,
he was giving me.
no, but there might have been a discussion during that time where maybe different scenarios were being tossed out as far as, you know, I know at one point we were talking about what would we pay a you know, speculating, a director that would manage the one-stop shop and all that. So it might be from that, but as far as Mike's salary being determined based on, you know, doing this job, and if something else came along or planning on something else to come along and just handing over that responsibility without paying him extra, no, I don't.
There was no connection
I'm
between what
not-
he was trying to do and
Not
what
my
he determined
recollection.
to set
Not-
the salary.
No, not to my recollection. Like I said, there could have been, there are multiple discussions about what if and how much would we pay and how much do we need to put into the budget if we were looking for a, you know, a director to manage the one stop, that type of thing might have come across, but specifically, is it?
I think that's when you,
Even though that came up, it had nothing to do with setting his salary. I think that's.
it may have
Yeah.
had something to do when Andy and you went to the county to propose
Oh, but
a,
that was a long time ago and
sure, that may have been.
that.
You were part of it when we hired Mike after CETA fell apart.
I
And this
worked
is the
awful,
salary
awful,
we
awful
agreed to
hard.
at that time.
I have worked awful hard to have Michael have a job.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that was the salary we agreed to at that point.
Well, at that point, I remember very plainly, Mike and I had several discussions. I think he was working, when I was involved, he was working half-time for in the neighborhood of 50,000 and was working partially from his home. Is that not how you restarted with us after you got fired from CETA?
Correct, that was the original.
And that was the last I had anything to do with it.
Okay. So, yeah, to answer your question, hello, Andy. No, I do not recall that ever being a condition of his salary or employment.
I don't either. Back then Benny was calling me like every other day. He hasn't called me since you come on the board. But that's another discussion.
Do I get a reward from that?
Much
I
later,
have been rewarded.
that's a much later discussion.
Yeah. That's an over the beer
Yeah,
discussion.
to answer that question, Herb, yes, I mean, that is not something that I ever understood and, yeah, no.
I guess to go back to my initial question of you and your banking ability, I think the projections were quite a ways off for last year's
Mhm.
budget. I think he has made changes in how he has done projections and his projections now are more accurate. I think they need to be more accurate. I think it looks bad if you project $8 million income and you get a $50,000 income. That just the looks of, and that's very possible to. There are reasons to do that, but that.
Yeah, you know, if I'm looking at a for-profit business and I saw those numbers, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That's a big miss. But if I'm looking at a not-for-profit business or you know, a government agency, especially, you know, there's a good reason we missed it, and that reason is delay in getting something approved, the regulators, whatever that might be. That's absolutely, what I would look at is the expenses and to see, you know, how badly does he miss on
Your
expenses?
estimates
Those are
on expenses
controllable.
were very, very close.
Right, so those are controllable,
There was no big.
right?
There was one I didn't see, we increased the. Audit is not just, I'm not sure I can find my notes, because I don't.
Audit is down. We went down on audit.
What was the audit? I'm probably not gonna find it.
Yeah, so Herb, so if you ask me, I mean, we can say to Mike, give us the expenses and then back end the revenue. And then next year, when we hold this meeting, he's gonna look like an absolute brilliant hero because he will, instead of doing 400,000 in income, he'll have done 5.2 million.
But that does look better.
It does look better.
You understand?
It does look better.
Even-
Mike,
even if
slash
it's
the
a
income
non-for-profit,
to
It
expenses.
still looks better.
It does.
I know doing the water and sewer budget, we had 3 budgets that were negative budgets. And I had a complete fit about that, but that was because of the way they dealt with depreciation.
Correct.
And we corrected how we dealt with depreciation and.
You can't, yeah, these things you can't control. Mike can control going to meetings. Mike can control some of this other stuff. And I know you know that, but you're right.
And
It looked-
I'm not trying to find fault how he did the budget, but you have to post the budget. And you have to
Yes.
post what you did in the budget. If you post a budget that everybody can look at with those glaring differences, it has a reflection on the budget
Yeah.
and on whoever approves the budget.
Yeah, and for me personally, I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't have any hesitations supporting last year's budget or well, this year's budget or next year's budget based on what Mike has said, an explanation of why these numbers missed.
Well, not only has he said why you missed it, he's made corrections in how he budgeted those items for next year.
Well, yes,
He's
he's,
budgeted items that you would normally expect to have increased at a lesser amount because of the way that it turned out this year.
well, yeah, and one of them's gonna back out. So one of the projects is gonna
That
back out,
happens.
right? And that's
you
why.
Can't control that.
Yeah, and that's why I say I would have no hesitation presenting and explaining this year's budget, why we miss. Because if we miss this year's, maybe a different way of saying it is, if we miss this year's budget, which we did, and he had 0 for income for next year, that would lead me somewhere else, right? We
I
projected
think
8 million and then 0
I
in
think his
06.
explanation of how he come up with the projected one for
Mhm,
next year
mhm.
makes sense.
Okay, all right. All right, yes, any other questions on this? Ray,
No,
any other questions on this? Okay. All right, so then,
I just know that when you get into these projects, that I know with soil and water, some of the farms back out, some can't afford it. So you projected $1 million for Monoro Lagoon. And the farm cancels out because they can't make the 25%. So that screws the whole
yeah,
budget up. So that's what he just said about, I assume it's the solar projects that canceled out. And right now, I wouldn't bet on the solar projects coming through.
I dragged myself to Michael's public hearing at 11 o'clock this morning.
Oh, it was? Sorry.
You didn't miss anything. But
Where was it? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. Usually you'd send me a reminder. Not that I would have made it anyway, but thanks for going, Herb.
yeah.
all
Well,
right,
what happened at that?
They're gonna come here for a pilot and I have some serious questions. I run them, if Mike has time, I run.
Is it finance committee budget related?
yeah, let's,
No, nothing to
Yeah,
do with the budget.
Yeah,
I thought we were through.
No,
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
let's finish this
Oh,
up
I
first.
thought we were
I'm-
through too.
I
Okay.
thought.
Yeah, no,
I
no
thought
problem.
We was done.
So we
At
will be
2:30.
when I say, are there any other questions? And if not, right, is everybody okay with? Because this is what we're going to present to the board. Is, you both okay with?
I am.
The numbers and
Yep.
the explanation of the numbers?
Yes.
Good?
Yes,
All right, excellent. We don't need to vote, correct? Mike, we don't need to vote on it, right? All right, with that, I ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I so.
move.
Move second, all in favor?
Easy.
All in favor, passed. Thank you. Now,